Hi guys, Cassie Kane here. I just wanted to welcome you to Beachbody Coaching, and I wanted to share with you guys kind of my story first before we got started. I lived my life overweight. Pretty much grew up overweight, was overweight my entire adult life until just 2 years ago. Battled with my weight on every ridiculous yo-yo diet that was out there. You name it, I tried it and wasted thousands upon thousands of dollars doing it. I don't know if it wasn't a right mindset or what it was, but I wanted those quick fixes and I would get them. I would lose 20, 30 pounds and then I would gain it right back. I was not successful in keeping any weight off and I always was feeling horrible about it. In my late 20s and early 30s, I battled pretty severe depression, and it really was it was impacting my work. I was very successful as a store manager with big box retail, and it was though like my health was impacting and starting to impact my life in greater ways than I knew, and it was starting to come into my work, which if you know me at all, you know that I put 110% into everything I do, and it was really bad that it was starting to impact me that way. Met my husband and had two amazing girls. After the birth of my second daughter, I was 267 pounds, heaviest I've ever been, and I had heart palpitations carrying my daughter, and I knew at that point I had to do something drastic and different. The quick fixes didn't work and I had to change it. Otherwise, I wasn't going to get to see my little girls grow up. I, on my own, started eating healthier, introducing healthier foods to the family. My husband also battled with weight and failed some PT tests, almost got kicked out of the Air Force because of it. And so we just started eating healthier and really focusing on our food. I was doing great. I had lost about 15 pounds on my own, but I was kind of still battling that depression and that self-worth. And as a mom with toddlers and a baby, I was really battling just with how to put myself first. And I met my coach. She introduced me to Shakeology. I started drinking Shakeology, was drinking it for about a month. And I realized I couldn't afford it. It just wasn't going to happen. I was a stay-at-home mom. My husband was in the Air Force, and that was not in our budget. And I knew that it was doing amazing things for me. I was feeling better. I was starting to feel happy, and I wasn't having these horrible cravings, and I had all this energy. And because I was fueling my body with the best nutrition possible, my life was starting to change, and I didn't want to give it up at all. So I talked to my coach, and we figured out that if I signed up as a coach, I would only have to bring on 3 of my friends or family drinking Shakeology to get mine paid for each month. And I was like, boom, I'm going to do it. I'll get the discount. I'll also be able to get a workout program at the same time. And I know I can find 3 people that will drink it with me because this stuff is awesome, right? So that was what I did. I convinced my husband to let me charge it on the credit card, which was a big no-no because we were trying to get rid of a whole bunch of debt that we had accrued. And I worked my butt off that first month to get it paid for. Found 4 people. Boom. Paid for my Shakeology. I was so excited. Well, guess what? Those 4 people didn't keep drinking it. I was like, are you crazy? Right? So I kind of started coaching like gung-ho. Went nuts. I was like, I got to pay for my Shakeology. And I did. I found a way to pay for it every month. So I had 3 people buying Shakeology from me every month. But that was enough for me. And then I listened to this call. It's called the National Wake Up Call. And it was, a girl was on there and she was talking about her husband and how he was in the Army. He was an Army Ranger and he was deployed so many times. And she started working as a coach, and her focus was she wanted to bring her husband home. She wanted to retire him from the Army. Didn't want him to have to re-enlist. And her story very much spoke to me. And I was like, oh man. And she's talking about this. And I'm like, that's really cool. Like that's what she's working for. She hadn't yet brought her husband home. His enlistment wasn't over, but she was already earning well into $250,000. And she had been a coach for 2.5 years. And I was like, boom, I can do this. And that kind of lit a fire in me. And that's when I really started to focus on the opportunity of business building, because I knew that I didn't want my husband, when he does retire from the Air Force in a couple years, to have to take a job that he's traveling, 6 months away from us, a month home, which in his career field is very much a likelihood. So I knew I needed to kick it into high gear. And that's why you guys are here today, because I am growing this team and I want you all to have the same opportunity that I have. So my goal is within 2 years, my husband's not going to have to work. We'll actually be closer to that in about a year. But to fulfill his 20 years, in 2 years, he will not have to work anymore, which is super exciting because we'll be able to keep him home and we'll be able to raise our family together. So that's my story. Cool thing along the way of doing all this, I lost 110 pounds. I'm more fit and healthy than I've ever been before, and I get to inspire and help other people to do the same. I get up with a purpose every single day, and that is to help one person each day find a healthier way to live their life. And because of that healthier choice, they're going to be happier, which is so cool that I'm able to be a part of somebody's happiness, because after battling depression for the better part of half a decade, I am happy, truly happy. And I know that if somebody is battling that same darkness, if I can help them, I'm going to do it, because I've been there. I know how painful it is, how it just sucks everything out of the air. And I don't feel that anymore. And that's not even part of my world. So that's my story. I just wanted to introduce you guys. And now I want to hear your story. Why are you here today? I want to know what brought you to this coaching. What interests you about it? Tell me a little bit about your background and we'll all share. All right. Talk to you guys later.